I extend my warm greetings to you, dear and esteemed viewers. Listen to the important news from TV Badakhshan about political, economic and social life of the region. Nozigul Mamatavura will introduce you to the headlines of the reports. The next meeting under the Deputy Chairman of the region analyzed and discussed the activities of the standing commissions for the regulation and celebrations and ceremonies of the executive body of state power of the region in 2024. It was attended by Deputy Chairman of the city and districts, heads of departments and sections of the region, regulation of traditions and celebrations, members of standing commissions.
On the first issue of the meeting, the head of the Department of Religion, Regulation of Traditions, Celebrations and Ceremonies of the Executive Body of the State Power of the region provided information on the activities of the Standing Commission for the Regulation of Celebrations and Ceremonies in 2024, noting that commissions and the employees of the sector held 879 conversations and meetings with residents of the region, 39 seminars and roundtables, 306 raids to check the progress of events, and 94 inspections of the activities of standing and public commissions. The implementation of law of the Republic of Tajikistan on the regulation of celebrations and ceremonies in the Republic of Tajikistan is always in the center of attention and under the control. Meetings and discussions with the population were held in the city and districts of the region on the implementation of this law. It was noted that the activities of the permanent commissions of public places and religious sectors and the celebration and ceremonies of the executive bodies of the state power of the city and districts in implementing the requirements of law of the Republic of Tajikistan on the regulation of celebrations and ceremonies in the Republic of Tajikistan show that the implementation of law has brought significant material and moral results in protecting the interests of the residents of the region. The law had a positive impact on the financial situation of the region's residents, contributing to the deposit of their cash reserves in banks. The implementation of law also contributed to increase in the holding of events, including charity weddings, and laid the foundation for the revival of collective ancestral campaigns for needy families. And inspections of the activities of commissions in the city and districts offices of the region during the reporting period revealed that the documentation of public commissions in some of the offices and institutions was not properly organized. After reviewing the report, the Deputy Chairman of the region, Abdul Nazar Zoda Abdul Nazar, informed the representative of Department of the Ministry of Internal Affairs in Badakhshan regarding violations in the direction of non-implementation of law of the Republic of Tajikistan on the regulation of celebrations and ceremonies that during 2024, 12 cases of violations were registered and more than 80,000 somoni were fined for violation the requirements of the law. The Deputy Chairman of the region instructed the organization and holding of raids planned in 2025 to submit a plan for organizing and holding raids in 2025 within 10 days. Special attention was also paid to the submission of statistical reports, noting that all government structures and the chairman of commission and its members must submit accurate reports. In this regard, he expressed dissatisfaction with the representatives of Vanch, Darvoz and Roshkala districts for incorrectly submitting statistical reports, and the source should not make such mistakes. He also paid special attention to the issue of documentation, emphasizing that in the activities of each department and sector, the work plan, meeting protocols, and raid plans are important. Therefore, attention should be paid to the manner of their submission. In conclusion, the participants raised numerous questions related to the implementation of law of the Republic of Tajikistan on the regulation of celebrations and ceremonies in the city and districts of the region.
The next meeting of the employees of the State's Institution, Department of Motor Roads, of the Department of State Service for Supervision and Regulation and the Field of Transport Department of the State's Institution for Motor Transport and Logistics Services in Badakhshan Mountainous Autonomous Region, reported on the activities of the year for journalists.
During the press conference, a representative of the State Institution for Management of Motor Roads in Badakhshan reported on the activities of the year, emphasizing that this institution has been conducted its activities in order to implement the instructions of the government of the Republic of Tajikistan on the main directions of the domestic and foreign policy of the Republic and has achieved a number of success during the year. The institution has a total of 2,738.35 kilometers of motor roads, of which 1,276.3 kilometers are international roads, 383.5 kilometers and Republican roads, 178.55 kilometers are local roads. From the funds of the road repair and maintenance budget in the 12 months of this year, 392 kilometers of roads will be repaired for the wintering period in the amount of 715.5 thousand Somoni roads will be repaired for the amount of 1,279.1 thousand Somoni, and 16 bridges will be repaired for the amount of 65.837 thousand Somoni. During the meeting, the deputy head of the Department of the State Service of the Supervision and Regulation in the field of transport in Badakhshan said, in order to regulate the movement of passenger vehicles in the city, 109 control raids were carried out in cooperation with employees of the State Automobile Inspectorate of the Department of the Ministry of State Affairs in the region, the prosecutor offices and the city and district authorities, and protocols of violations were drawn up and decisions were made against 31 legal entities and individual entrepreneurs for not having a license and not complying with the terms and conditions of licensing in accordance with the articles of the Code of the Republic of Tajikistan on administrative violations. In total, 777.722 Somoni were collected from the fine collection and special permits during the mentioned period, which is 99% compared to the previous year. Also, during the press conference, the representative of the State Institution for Motor Transport and Logistics Service in Badakhshan also presented a report and noted that during the past year, the institution signed cooperation agreements with 14 motor transport enterprises for general use in the cities and districts of the region, and with 180 non-transport enterprises, which is 16 more than in 2023. He noted that in 2024, the number of passenger transport vehicles will be 996, which is 16 more than in the first 12 months of the previous year. The number of freight vehicles is 100, which is 13 more than in the 12 months of the previous year. There are 44 passenger routes of the region, of which 20 are suburban, 20 are intercity, and 4 are intercity. Journalists presented to experts important issues such as the non-delivery of roads number 1, 3, the repair of highways in Roshkala and Nishkashim districts, the progress of construction work on bridges in the city and the village of the Barsim, as well as the regulation of the Dushanbe-Khorugh road.
In the light of the national strategy for population health until 2030 and in memory of the fight against World Cancer Day, an open day was held in the center of the region. On this day, free diagnostics of infectious and non-communicable disease were conducted and more than 400 residents received medical examinations from experienced specialists.
Every year, February 4 is celebrated all over the world as World Cancer Day. For this purpose, free diagnostics were conducted in Khorugh City Health Center, where ultrasound, mammography, diabetes and liver diagnostics, blood tests, examination for nervous disease, heart disease, hypertension and internal disease were carried out. According to oncologists, cervical cancer and breast cancer are the most common among women today. Studies on cervical cancer were conducted as early as the 19th century. It should be noted that this disease is much more common than ovarian cancers of the female genitals. At the beginning of 21st century, the number of women with the disease has increased, especially in advanced stage of the disease. This disease has no symptoms in the early stage, and some difficult to understand discomfort appears. According to the doctors of Badakhshan Cancer Center, currently 1,261 patients and under the supervision of specialists in the field, 782 of whom are women and 479 are men. Medical experts believe that women are more likely to be diagnosed with cancer than men and children, and among women of working age, the disease has a tendency to increase due to cervical cancer and breast cancer. Among men, stomach cancer has a high incidence. On this day, free diagnostics of liver disease and diabetes militias were also organized, and more than 100,000 residents from the cities and districts were examined, and 3 of them were found to have signs of diabetes. It should be noted that thanks to the independence of the country and the constant care of the founder of peace and national unity, the leader of the nation, the president of the country, the Honorable Imam Ali Rahmoon, today the healthcare sector of the region has achieved significant achievements, including Badakhshan Cancer Center, which has also equipped with more medical equipment, which is improving the quality of diagnosis and treatment. On the open day, more than 400 residents underwent free diagnostic, expressing their gratitude to the doctors for organizing such an event. On the open day, free diagnostic for human immunodeficiency virus were also conducted and residents underwent necessary medical examinations. It should be noted that such campaigns and open days are organized annually at the initiative of the Regional Cancer Center in cooperation with the Regional Department of Health and are considered a good basis for the implementation national strategy for population health until 2013.
Dear viewers, the newscast in English language from TV Badakhshan has come to the end. Thanks for your attention.